I want to give you an even more controversial concept that one of my music builds got. Music is a language that most people don't speak. You know when they say music is a universal language? Oh, it's a universal language though. Most people actually don't speak music. They listen to music and they don't hear anything that went on in the music. And that's why bad music...
Well, there's layers. No, there's layers. There's layers to that.
Right. But I have to defy the layers thing. The layers is real.
Okay, yeah.
But generally, bad music is what unites people. In the history... Oh, listen what I'm saying.
Goddamn.
Listen to this argument, though. Listen to this argument, guys.
Goddamn, Sunez has me.
When we go through the history of Billboard and see the music that has sold the most, and then try to put it in the perspective of the greatest music of all time, though, a very small percentage of the greatest music is what sold the most. The jingles, what is considered pop music. Pop music is not a genre. It's the music that consistently sells so much that dilution becomes a habit.
It's popular music, right?
No. It's popular music from any genre, but pop becomes such a format and a formula for dilution that it now becomes its own genre.
Yes. And
people like Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson are anomalies in that. They're anomalies in that. Able to do things that are actually progressive in music, like Prince or something like that. Those are anomalies, and they fool you to the reality that most music that has been popular is not the best music that comes out. Most people can't speak the music language. You know what I mean? They speak very little of it. Well, so they like hooks, they like jingles.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just going into the layers.
So
the layers.
So then insert reggaeton. Reggaeton is a long jingle. Trap music doesn't have verses.
I can't
it's
argue
a jingle.
with that. I can't argue with that. I just, because there is a watering down of the music. There's a watering down of the culture. There's a watering down. And really, what I'm saying with people is I think that they are, whether the artists or just the listener, they want to get energy off, right? And that's the need of a person expressing themselves.
Saying that about No Limit, right? One of the problems I think that happened with hip hop being so big, so fast, is that everybody wanted to be representative, all the original people. And so if they couldn't get something worthy from whatever they deemed as their people, they'll take any old thing. You know what I'm saying? They'll take anything that moves on a beat. You know what I'm saying? And growing up as a Puerto Rican who wanted to hear Puerto Ricans rhyming, I understood what that meant, because like even when they were average, I was like, oh man, who's a Puerto Rican guy? And then when you put him in the context of everybody, he's like, he's alright. In fact, Fat Joe doesn't exist if what I just said isn't true. Because Fat Joe, as an MC, wasn't near pretty much anyone. The best thing about Fat Joe is that he had a great voice. And he had a very great way of declaring. That's why like so many of his bars are sampled and cut up. Because he declares things really well. But in the context of him rhyming and stuff, he wasn't really that great at all. In a time where like verbal dexterity was common, he wasn't dexterous.
No, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
That's why like when he gets Pun though, it's totally different. And he obviously, some of Pun's abilities, like Joe got better as an MC to be a little bit more dexterous and things like that. But when he started,
but he used his own like you said, declaring to help Pun get to where he was at.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. That's the story. Like, he had to actually muscle Pun in.
Right. So
they didn't want to use Pun.
And that's what I mean. Like this is.
Yeah. But that's a good story.
Unfortunately,
most of the stories are bad though.
Unfortunately, it's a commercial world.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
how do we navigate this commercial world?
The problem is, Mecca, is that you're asking me, and my work is very much based on the idealism of what hip hop ought to be.
What it ought. Okay.
I can't.
That's what I mean, right?
I can't write.
I'm glad you said that.
I can't write a book like this and cover all these artists, though the majority of them that haven't. Some of these artists don't even get the money. They don't make a living off this.
No, and you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, and you know what? And doing it now to you over the years, I think a lot of your work is kind of sympathizing with that too. Right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Sympathizing with the fact that these artists are not, you know, like, so you would kind of slight a Jay-Z or no limit, like justifiably, because no limit.
Right, I just did. Yeah.
Right. Just so no limit is somebody who could come and put a whole bunch of money into advertisement and get their sound off, whereas this person who's over here, they may not be much greater than No Limit, yet they're trying a certain way, so you kind of relate to them on that level, like where I could rock.
However, in my thought process, though, there are artists that are way beyond what we envision. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And the reason I make something like this is because these artists really are able to hang with what we thought was the best of the 90s. You know what I mean? Mm. As far, I didn't say that they made signature songs like the way we remember them. You know what I'm saying? But as far as talent level, what they're speaking on, their abilities, their song making, crafting, we have artists, more artists at a high level than we ever did before. Right. You know, and it just needed that filtering. You know what I always say, you know what I mean? And for that, you have to have a lot of idealism to write that. You know what I mean?
If Mecca did this.